Welcome to Running Plays with Coach P. Wade. I am Coach P. Wade. And today, y'all, man, it's been a crazy week for me. And I just been thinking about life and how I've changed and how I've transformed and how I've reinvented myself. And what I want to talk to you all about tonight is how you can reinvent yourself. You can rebuild as many times as you need to, as many times as you choose to. And I know it's a scary thing. It is. It's like taking a risk, it's stepping out on faith, all these different things. But it's your life, and you only get one of these. Like, this ain't dress rehearsal. We only get one of these. So I want anybody that's watching this to take away that if you want to make a change, if you make a decision that, okay, I'm living this life, but you know what, I want to change and live a different life, that's okay. And no one can tell you that it's not okay. Like, if you're living one way and you make a decision, you wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, yesterday was my last day living like that. Today I'm going to start whatever it is. You can do that. You have that option, and no one can stop you. I want to talk about a little briefly about my story and how I've reinvented myself so many times. And I'm gonna take y'all back just a little trip back. I don't want to make this too long, but if anyone knew me prior to me being Coach P. Wade, they might have known me as maybe just Patrice Wade. They might have known me as P or Tracy Wade, or they might have known me as Detroit Sebastian. What else I got off? Treese. There's so many different previous me's. Like, some of y'all watching this may not know, I played basketball my whole life. I got a full ride scholarship and played at a Division I college. That was me previously. That's not me today. That wasn't even really me then, but I did it because I was good at it and I was trying to please people. That's something y'all will hear about later on when I talk about different things. But I reinvented myself. I was Patrice, the basketball player, for a very long time, and that was my identity. And I didn't even know how to become anyone else. Like, I was stuck in Patrice the basketball player, so I had to do a lot of soul searching, a lot of unpacking, a lot of who am I, a lot of journaling to find out who I was outside of Patrice the basketball player, because that was my whole entire life. So I had to reinvent myself, and I'm gonna give y'all some tools once we get to the end. I was, y'all, crazy. I was a rapper for a lot of my life. I was Tracy Wade baby, like Lil Wayne baby. I was Tracy Wade baby, like literally gold grill in my mouth, gold grill front rows, like put it in my mom's freezer at night so it can fit securely in the morning. Gold grill in my mouth, slashes in my eyebrows, talked a little different. Pants was 8 inches bigger than my real waist. Braids to the back, or if I wore beads, I was a rapper, right? Like, that literally was my life. I had mixtapes. I can't make this up. Literally mixtapes, y'all. Going to the studio, not only going to the studio in my mama's house, studio at my cousin's basement. Like, I was a whole rapper. Like, literally, it wasn't a joke. It was a real thing. It was a career path that I was going on. I was a rapper, so I was a basketball player. I was a rapper. What else was I? So I'm also gonna say I was a person who had no faith. I had no belief. I wasn't per se an atheist, but, and maybe I was an atheist. I don't really know the true definition and how. I won't go too detailed, but I had no faith. I didn't really have that much belief. Would I go to church here and there? Yeah, I'll go to church. I like listening to inspirational, motivational things. And when you go to church, you're going to get that, right? But did I believe in that, a lot of stuff? Maybe not. And I know that could be, some people might be, this might even be contradicted for some, or not even understandable. And it's not for everybody to understand. Like, well, if you know my lifestyle, I date women, or I'm married to a woman, and we'll get there too, right? So how can you say you have faith or you believe? That's me, right? That's me, and that's how I am, and it ain't for me to answer to anybody, right? Not to any human being. So I didn't have faith before, now I do. But you can always change, y'all. I was married before, then I got divorced. I didn't want to be married anymore, right? Like, to that individual, like, we no longer wanted to be married to each other. I've been multiple things. Um, I was on different career paths in life. Changed. So I say all that to say, you can reinvent yourself and rebuild your life as many times as you need to, as many times as you decide to. And there's just, you have to first understand, when you change, when you make a decision to reinvent yourself or rebuild yourself or rebrand yourself, you're probably gonna lose some people along the way. That's the scary part. People that could be your day ones might not be there when you decide to make that shift. When you say, you know what, I know this is how I was, but now, I want to, maybe it's an elevation for you. It's a growth point for you in your life, in your journey, but you got some people that's not trying to come there with you. They might have to be left behind. And that's a part where a lot of times people struggle with that, and everybody's like, I don't want to just drop people out of my life. Sometimes you have to let go of people in order to grow. Sometimes you have to do that. Not all the time, but in a lot of situations you do. So that's one thing when we talk about reinventing yourself. But I'm gonna get straight to it. I wanted to tell y'all a little backstory. I've reinvented myself so many times. I don't went from a rapper to a basketball player to a salesperson to a leadership and salesperson to a headquarters individual to a project manager to an entrepreneur, to a speaker, to an author, to someone who has faith in a different type of belief than I ever had before. I have transitioned. There's people that knew me. I was shy. Now I'm not shy. People that see me now could not believe at a point I was shy. I would not speak. I wouldn't look in your eye. I'm going to talk low. You're going to be like, huh, what'd you say? Nah, now today I'm confident. I'm not inferior to anybody. No one's superior to me. I don't care about a title. I don't care who you are. I'm going to be able to look in your eyes, shake your hand, have a conversation. I was shy, y'all. I made a decision to no longer be that. So how this works is I'm gonna give y'all a few things. You have to be first comfortable and confident in your decision to make this change, whatever that change is. So this past weekend, I got baptized. And that was a decision I made. I didn't make it with my family. I didn't make it with my parents. I made it with myself. I made it because it's something I wanted to do. Like I said, anybody that knows me or knew who I was previously would be like, why did you get baptized? I can't picture you getting baptized. Not for them to understand. I'm changing myself. I'm on a different journey. I made a choice and a decision to reinvent myself. I am Coach P. I'm touching hearts. I pray now. I'm in a different way. So I wanted to be cleansed. I want to walk onto this new journey differently. I don't want to be that same person I was before. That same person I was before, if anybody's been following me, I wasn't the best person. And I've been straight up about that. Like I've said before, I've been a liar, cheater, manipulator. I've done these things. I don't live there anymore. So I am making different choices, different decisions because I didn't like that person. Um, I, it's the facts. I was these things, and I wasn't happy with some of the innocent bystanders that got hurt because of my decision making. People, even not just the innocent bystanders, the people that I was dealing with that may have been hurt by my actions. I don't want to be that anymore, y'all. So that's why I made this decision to go ahead and get baptized, change my life. That's just where I'm at. So this ain't gonna be about me. That's all. That's the last thing I got. So when you reinvent yourself, there's a couple things, and one of my favorite speakers or entrepreneurs is if you watch the S2S podcast, Jamal King, 9 to 5 Millionaire, great. And I like his pillars, and I use his pillars. So when you reinvent yourself, you can think about it like building a house. You got to tear that old house down. You got to tear the old you down. The old you don't live there no more. Let everybody say goodbye. We demolishing it, demolition, whatever, is gone. The old you is gone. So to rebuild, you're gonna have to start with a blueprint. Not the foundation first, the blueprint. What's your why? Who are you? What are your values? You have to figure that out. Write that out. Journal that. Question yourself. Who are you outside of work? Who are you outside of being a parent? Who are you outside of your marriage? What is your why? What are you trying to achieve? Why do you want that? You have to ask yourself them tough questions, y'all, and they could be very difficult. Who are you outside of work took me over 2 years to answer. I literally had it in my journal, my notepad on my phone for 2 years before I was able to say who I was outside of work. So that could be tough. So if you get there and it's challenging, just know it can be challenging. Who are you though, outside of being a mom, a dad? Who are you outside of these things that we are so connected to and identified as on a daily basis? You got to figure that out. That's going to be a part of your blueprint. What are your values, right? What are you trying to achieve? What's your end goal, right? So you got to figure that out. You got to have your blueprint. And then after you have your blueprint, you can get your foundation laid and start building your walls and your roof. And I go back to with Jamal King and his pillars. I love those pillars and I've taken them on for myself. your faith, your family, your finances, your fitness, and then your freedom. It's 5 pillars. You can look at them as your 4 walls and your roof, however you want to look at it, but you have to define what do those things look like for you. You can write your current status and what you want it to look like. Write it out so you can see yourself. How, like, what do you want your faith to look like? For me, okay, I got saved earlier this year. I got baptized this weekend. My faith, and I'm going strong. I'm in the Bible. I'm getting involved in the church. I'm serving. I'm doing those things. I want my faith to, I believe, y'all. I believe in different things. I believe in a higher power. I believe that things can happen that I didn't believe that can happen. I have faith, right? What does your faith look like? Your family, how do you want that to look? Okay. What do you want that setup to be? What kind of goals do you have for your family? What kind of experiences do you want your family to have? How do you want the expectations for your kids? What are those? What does that look like? Why is that there? Why are you setting that up? What does that mean for them? What does that mean for you? What does your family setup look like? What kind of values are you instilling in them, right? Your fitness. Oh man. Fitness and nutrition. That's important too. Because what you do with your 20-year-old body gonna affect your 30-year-old body. And that goes with all these pillars. What you do with your 30-year-old body gonna affect your 40-year-old body. What you do with your 40 gonna affect your 50, so on, right? So your fitness. Are you active? Are you inactive? Are you living a sedentary lifestyle? You on a computer all day? You're not walking? How's that impacting you? What you might be 30 today, but in 10 years, how will your lifestyle today impact that? So fitness, nutrition, what we put into our body, that's important, right? That's a pillar, it's an important pillar, right? Your finances. Oh my God. Y'all know I can go into finances all day. Like, are we saving? Are we investing? What are we investing in? Do we have properties? What are we doing financially? Are we just spending it all the time? We get a check, we go spend it back. Do we have a savings for a rainy day? Do we have a 6 month savings, a year savings? Are we on a 3 year savings? What are we doing financially? What do you want that to look like? What is your ideal financial setup? Think about those things. Write it out. Plan it. You know what I'm saying? Read some stuff on it. But you have to have an idea of what you want that to look like. Are you in a hole? Are you in debt right now? If you're in debt right now, how do you get out of debt? What do you have to cut back on? Because it can be done, or do you have to pick up something? Do you need a side hustle? What is your current financial situation, and what do you want it to be? And then you start working and building towards that. You could reinvent it. You could be making $50,000 a year, $30,000, $100,000, but you could change your financial circumstance. But you have to have a plan, right? And that's what we're talking about. You could reinvent yourself. You could have been in debt for 10 years. You could be trying to buy a home and you haven't bought one, but you can change it today by reinventing, rebuilding, revamping, right? And the last thing is your freedom. And the freedom, man, that can go a long way. Your freedom is your time. Like, are you just working all the time? Your freedom is what it looks like for your future, for your kids, how you're building that generational wealth and that generational lifestyle, that what you want them to have in the future. Freedom of you being able to not being bogged down. Like, what do you want your freedom to look like? For me, I know my freedom, for me, I need a good balance with work, life, business. I need a good balance. I had to get myself in a position to where I can have the freedom. I need freedom in order to be able to create. I need freedom in order to be able to help others. I need freedom. I can't do it if I'm locked and tied down to a 9 to 5 every day. Do I have a 9 to 5? Yes, but is it a role that I'm tied down where I can't do other things that my heart is telling me is my purpose? No, it's nothing like that. I worked my ass off. I'm gonna just say it. I know I just got baptized. Yo, I worked my ass off. If anybody knows me, they know how hard I worked. I worked from the bottom up of a company, climbed the corporate ladder, and now I'm in a position to where I have a better balance. How does freedom look for you? So go through all those pillars, get your blueprint, your why, your values, what you want it to look like. Then think about all these pillars: your finances, your faith, your fitness, your freedom, your family, all those different things. Reinvent yourself. I literally went from being a rapper to an entrepreneur, a successful one, to I work in headquarters at a Fortune 500 company, y'all, doing it. One of the few black people in there too, doing it. Like, if I can do it, you can do it. I went from my mom thinking I wasn't probably going to be much. I mean, when I was playing basketball, she thought I had a path there, but When that was over, what more? Who is Tracy? That was my name, Tracy, y'all. But I made decisions to keep reinventing myself, keep rebuilding myself, keep revamping myself because I know where I want to be in life. And guess what? Even today, 5 years from now, I might have to reinvent, revamp, and rebuild. It doesn't stop because I might be a different person. My dad told me when I was younger, every 5 years you're gonna change, baby. He told me that. And I was 20, 21 going, I don't know, I think I was graduating college when he told me that. And he's true. I was in a relationship about to, looking, I was like, I'm probably gonna get married, da da da. He was like, you're gonna change every 5 years, baby. So be careful, make, good decisions. But I'm just letting you know you're gonna change. I did. I changed every 5 years. And I'm going to continue to change. Who I am today, I'm gonna progress, I'm gonna get better. I'm going to think differently. My mind is gonna be elevated. And that's the same for you. We're going to change, but if we have our blueprint, if I know my why, and maybe that could shift, but those are those things, your foundation, your pillars. Those things could change, but you want to be solid in those and you want to have an idea of what that looks like for you. So I say all that to say, no matter where you are in life, if you make a decision to reinvent yourself, if you don't like where you are and you want to make a change, you can do it. Don't allow anyone to say you can't. I don't care if you've been married for 20 years and you feel like this ain't for you anymore. You can make the decision to that ain't gotta be your life anymore. If you feel like you've been walking a life of, you out here, you have no faith, you don't believe, and you choose to start going to church and you want to be a little different, do it. If you've been living life like hell, if I'm dressed masculine, I'm masculine presenting, and tomorrow I chose to put on heels and a dress, baby, I'm gonna put on heels and a dress because that's the new me I want to show up as. I can make that choice. You can make that choice. It's up to you. You can reinvent, rebuild, and revamp as many times as you need to, and do not allow anyone to tell you any different. You just have to set it up. You have to look towards the future. But y'all, that's all I got. I can't wait to drop in some of the stuff from my baptism. I'm gonna put it in these clips so y'all can see. But if you're not tapped in with me, please tap in with me on TikTok. If you want to get a little bit behind the scenes with me, tap in with me on my Instagram and my Facebook. And y'all, please like, share, subscribe, comment. I'll keep the content coming. This is something I truly enjoy doing. I want to help people. And I just want to bring light. You know what I'm saying? Um, light. I seen something the other day that says, a candle lighting another candle. It doesn't pretty much affect the other candle. Like you both can be lit. I want y'all to be lit like I'm lit, because I feel like I live a lit life. I'm a light, and I want to light everybody else. I want to be a candle that lights everyone else. Because what does it harm? Don't harm me to help anybody else, and that's what I'm put here to do. But anyways, tap in, lock in, y'all. Playtime is over. We ain't got no games. We ain't playing games. We ain't making no excuses. We out here getting it. We elevating. If you need to reinvent, rebuild, and revamp, you do that. Do not allow anyone to stop you. Do not allow anyone to get in your way. Y'all, that's all I got today. Coach P, I'm out.